What's up, my comic comrades, and for those of you here in the States, we hope you had a great Thanksgiving holiday with family and friends. Today we're going to match up two dynamic fighters from two completely different universes, and that would be the Green Ranger versus Nightwing. We've actually had this episode scheduled for quite a while, but unfortunately we have to open the show on an extremely sad note, as this past week, the fan-loved actor best known for bringing the Green Ranger to life, Jason David Frank, passed away at the age of 49. The news became even more shocking and devastating when we learned that it appears JDF took his own life. Firstly, our hearts and deepest sympathies go out to Jason's family, especially his 4 kids. We can't even imagine what a difficult time this is for them. We know the fan base is reeling from this news as well. Jason was an icon in the Power Rangers community and was widely considered to be the heart and soul of the Power Rangers franchise. But beyond that, he was also broadly loved by fandom in general. He was a regular at Comic-Cons around the world, and his lines were always slammed with fans who wanted a picture with their favorite Ranger. Because don't forget, Jason David Frank was not only the Green Ranger, but he also played the White Ranger, the Red Zeo Ranger, Red Turbo Ranger, and the Black Dino Thunder Ranger. This entire situation is completely heartbreaking. We just hope his family feels the love and shared grief from the entire fan community. We also want to join the chorus of people speaking up about suicide and self-harm. All of us have been going through a lot over the past few years, and life is full of changes. But please, if you ever feel like things are getting to be too much and you start having thoughts of self-harm or suicide, please talk to someone who could help you. There is no shame in it, and despite how it may feel at times, you're never alone. If you don't feel comfortable talking to someone you know, you can dial 988 on your phone for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline and anonymously talk to someone who will care and listen. With that said, and with sadness, we dedicate this episode to Jason David Frank. Rest in peace. As always, we'll start off with a brief overview of each character's origin, and we'll kick things off with Nightwing. He has 2 different origins, in fact, one pre-crisis and one post-crisis, and our History of Nightwing episode already goes over both. So if you're interested, you can watch the full breakdown for both right here. But for this matchup, we'll just go over his post-crisis origin, since that's the current continuity. Nightwing's post-crisis origin is told in a 6-part story from Nightwing issues 101 to 106, titled Nightwing Year 1. Issue 101 starts off with Robin being late to a battle with Clayface, since he's split between being Batman's partner and a member of the Teen Titans. Batman and Dick get into an argument as they head back to the Batcave, where we see Bruce finally say, "Robin is my second, my lieutenant. Anything less than total devotion to this cause is simply wasting my time. You're fired, Dick. Get out of my cave." Dick, not knowing what to do, takes a leave of absence from the Titans and goes to see Clark Kent for advice. After stopping a bomb attack, they end up talking on a rooftop, and Superman tells Dick about a hero on Krypton from centuries before his birth. He was cast out of his family also. He dreamt of justice. He dreamt of helping the weak. He used his talents and his skills to fight for those who couldn't fight for themselves. He became a legend. He was called only Nightwing. Dick just smiles and says, "I like it." And the rest is history, with the story reminding him that the job isn't about redeeming himself to his family. It's not about getting along with Bruce. It's about helping those in need. And that resonated with him enough for him to adopt the mantle of Nightwing, and finally becoming a hero completely in his own right. But now that you know how good old Nightwing became the aerial Avenger Nightwing, let's take a look at how Tommy Oliver of Angel Grove became the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger. Tommy Oliver's story starts in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers show, episodes 17 through 21, titled Green with Evil. Here, Tommy transfers to Angel Grove High School, and we first meet him in a martial arts competition against Jason, the Red Ranger. Their fight ends in a tie, with both earning each other's respect. And afterward, Kimberly, the Pink Ranger, who got all googly-eyed at Tommy at the Martial Arts Expo, invites him to hang out with her and her friends. The problem is that the evil witch Rita Repulsa was also watching the martial arts competition from afar, seeing Tommy's fight with Jason, and quickly realized he had potential. So as Tommy's walking home, Rita ambushes him to further test his skill against the Putty Patrol, and when he succeeds, she kidnaps Tommy and puts him under a magic spell to make him her mindless slave. Finally, she reveals a 6th power coin she'd been keeping, the Dragon Coin, and gives it to Tommy to transform him into the evil Green Ranger. Now that Tommy had a power coin, he was able to teleport into the Power Rangers command center, infecting Alpha 5 with a virus and destroying Zordon's communication device, taking him out of the equation. Throughout the arc, the Rangers battle against and lose to the Green Ranger multiple times, and Tommy even seemingly destroys the Megazord until their final fight against the Dragon Zord, when Alpha 5 finally fixes Zordon's communication device, bringing their Zords back and giving them an upper hand. Once the Rangers take down the Dragon Zord, Jason is able to take on the Green Ranger and destroy the evil Sword of Darkness, saving Tommy from Rita's spell. Free of Rita's control, Tommy felt horrible, but Jason reassures him that it wasn't his fault and asks him to join the team as the 6th Ranger. From there, the rest is history, as he went on to become the most decorated Power Ranger in the entire franchise, going on to become 5 different Rangers: the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger, Mighty Morphin White Ranger, Red Zeo Ranger, Red Turbo Ranger, and the Black Dino Thunder Ranger. You could also count Lord Draken, making it 6 different Rangers, but that's just an evil alternate hybrid hybrid version of the White Ranger and Green Ranger. But no matter how you slice it for us OG Power Ranger fans, the Green Ranger has been and always will be a fan favorite. Now we've gone over both characters' origins, so let's talk about what really matters in this fight: powers and abilities. The Star Wars galaxy is one that we grew up with, so it's no surprise that most of us want to wear the love of Star Wars on our person. And there's no better way to rep your favorite parts inspired by a galaxy far, far away than to grab an amazing piece from StarWarsFineJewelry.com. Everything from Star Wars Fine Jewelry is officially licensed and made using only high-quality metals, gemstones, and diamonds, like their necklaces and pendants, earrings, bracelets, and my personal favorites, the rings. Each one is inspired by the classic designs we all love, like this insanely cool Mandalorian men's ring, made in high-polished silver with a matte finished black rhodium T-shape to resemble the Mandalorian's visor. And how about this Ahsoka Tano pendant made of sterling silver with white and blue enamel, designed to mirror her iconic look. You could even follow in the path of the Mandalorian with this Grogu pendant made with yellow gold and white diamonds. I know without a doubt my wife is going to want one once she sees it. And with the holidays officially upon us, it's a great time to jump over to StarWarsFineJewelry.com or click our link in the description to check out all these amazing pieces during their Black Friday sale. You could save up to 50% off on a gift clearly designed for the true Star Wars fan. The Black Friday sale is now live and ends on November 28th, so jump on it. Again, that's StarWarsFineJewelry.com. And since we started with Nightwing's origin, it makes sense to start with his abilities first. Nightwing is arguably the most overall skilled and well-rounded member of the Bat family besides Batman himself, which makes sense. He was the original Robin and first person Batman ever took under his wing to help him wage war against crime in Gotham. Besides being one of the most skilled members of the Bat family, he's also one of the top 10 best fighters in the DC universe. That's admittedly a bit subjective, but I have a feeling most people would agree with that statement. He knows countless forms of martial arts and of course is at the peak of human conditioning. He's also one of the best acrobats in the DC universe, having grown up in a circus as one of the Flying Graysons, which is where the core of his fighting style comes from. The more you move, the less you get hit. This does lead him to only wear lightweight armor in his suit, but he can add more if needed. As for his weapons, he's a master combatant with his weapon of choice, a Scremasticks. He also carries a grappling hook, wingdings being his version of batarangs, and I mean, he's the adopted son of Batman. Of course he's gonna have tons of gadgets. But besides his peak physical conditioning, martial arts skills, and acrobatic agility, Dick also has a genius level intellect, which is a deadly combination. And we can still keep going because Nightwing's willpower is also top notch, to the point that Scarecrow once said that Grayson's willpower is second only to Batman himself. In fact, because of his immense willpower, Abinsor's Green Lantern ring almost went to Nightwing instead of Hal Jordan. Imagine that crap. And what basically summarizes everything we've just gone over, he's also the obvious choice as Batman's successor, even having taken over the mantle temporarily in Batman Prodigal Part 1. And again in Batman Battle for the Cowl Issue 3. I feel like just saying that he's been Batman twice sums it up pretty nicely, so let's move on to the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger. When Tommy Oliver morphs into the Green Ranger, he gains an array of powers and abilities, such as increased strength, speed, and durability. Now, before I go any further, I know there's already some people saying this is an unfair fight since Nightwing has no powers and the Green Ranger has enhanced everything. But if you're saying that, you're clearly not a big Nightwing fan, because you would know Nightwing goes up against characters with powers and enhancements almost routinely and wins the majority of the time. So the Green Ranger has increased strength, speed, and durability, but you may be wondering, to what level? Well, the best way to scale it is to take a look at the Green Ranger's appearance in the Justice League Power Rangers crossover comic. In the first issue, the Green Ranger kicks Batman so hard, he flies into the windshield of his Batmobile. I think it's safe to say if he sends Batman flying with a single kick, he'd be able to do the same to Nightwing. And from reading the Power Ranger comics and watching the TV show over the years, I think a good assessment is that the Green Ranger's power set is similar to the level of Captain America or Spider-Man, depending on the situation. And of course, character power levels tend to vary from writer to writer. The Green Ranger also has his signature weapon, the Dragon Dagger, capable of firing concussive blasts of green energy and bolts of green lightning. He could also play it like a flute to summon the Dragon Zord, but remember, we're not factoring the Dragon Zord into this fight because it wouldn't be fair. The Green Ranger also has his Dragon Shield, that golden shield that he wears on his chest, that gives him a power boost and makes him stronger than all the other Rangers. But even when he's not wearing the Power Ranger suit that gives him all the powers and weapons, he's still a force to be reckoned with. Tommy knows several forms of martial arts such as Kung Fu, Kenpo, Karate, Taekwondo, Judo, and more. He's so skilled with martial arts that he's even able to channel his inner Liu Kang and pull off moves like a mid-air bicycle kick and spinning drill kicks, completely defying physics. Alright, we've gone over origin stories and powers and abilities, so now it's time for the big decision. Who would win the fight and why? End of the day, we honestly think the Green Ranger would win this fight, and here's the reasoning. Although Nightwing, no question, is one of the best combatants in all of the DC universe, the Green Ranger is a very competent fighter in his own right. Not nearly to the level of Nightwing, but enough that his increased strength, speed, and durability he gets gets with the Power Ranger suit would fill the gap and give him the edge he needs to take down Nightwing. But of course, some of you may be thinking that Nightwing could just use one of his gadgets to neutralize Green Ranger's advantage and take the fight, as members of the Bat family tend to do, and though that could be possible, we feel that more often than not, the Green Ranger would still be able to fend off and overpower Nightwing, since not only does he have great martial art training and enhanced abilities, he also has the Dragon Dagger. Tommy could theoretically just keep blasting concussive green energy and lightning from his dagger to neutralize Nightwing and his gadgets. And as we said at the beginning, if we factored in the Dragon Zord, the Green Ranger's advantage would be overwhelming. Once we remove the Dragon Zord as a factor, we think it's a close fight, and it's really only the enhanced abilities from the Power Ranger suit that gives the Green Ranger the slight edge for the win. But that's just our 2 cents, so let us know who you think would win and why down in the comments. And that's going to bring today's episode to a close, but if you enjoyed this video, check out this one right here, and if you like all of our videos, comment, like, and subscribe. It helps us out. But other than that, I'll see you all next time when I talk about all things comics.